All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard. It is time for NFL Pregame Party, our Week 2 tailgate. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and we are running late this morning, at least me and Knock are. I don't know how Das Wolfen and Highlander are doing, but I woke up at 20 minutes till 10, my phone on silent for some damn reason. I don't know why it was on silent, and my father was calling me for picks. So, yeah, thank God for my dad. He woke me up and I had to do the picks.
I've been up since 3:30.
You've been up since 3:30. See, that's the problem. I went to bed early, and I never go to bed before like 3 o'clock on Saturday morning. I'll be
You're
playing.
getting old man.
Old man. Cheech and Chong, boys and girls. Yes, old man. Why won't you sign the papers, old man?
Because you have broken both of my hands. Yeah, I got
All right, guys. That's inside
I
stuff.
guess. I got this is my third cup of coffee, so I'm good to go.
I hear you, man. Knoxter, how you doing this morning, bro?
Good. You guys hear me fine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I'm sure you
pretty
thought we weren't going to have a show as late as you got the link.
Yeah.
John, how are you,
Ponder.
man?
I'm doing good.
Why were you up so late last night?
I just woke up early.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get started, man. Oh, yeah. I see you bought that. Hang on. Let's show it to the viewers. He decided he wanted to. Now, was there at least tell me there was a sale.
No.
There wasn't a sale.
No.
You were
I
just
bought it full
dying
price.
to take that college player and put him in the NFL, huh?
Yeah, sure. Because he's my nephew, so I made my nephew.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I tell you, man, I just you know what I've said about that game. I'm just not. I mean, you enjoy it, go for it. It's just I
And the Madden
throw
curse.
my hands on the Madden thing. Yeah,
Yeah, the Madden
yeah, it has
curse,
struck
right?
already, but
Yep.
it doesn't seem to have hurt the 49ers at all last week. That's for sure. But yeah, I just can't. I can't with the NFL. I haven't bought a new Madden game in a decade. I always wait. Man, dude, I tell you what, you wait a week after the new one comes out, that last one drops to like $5 a copy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and from what I hear, they're struggling to sell that this year because of the college game.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's playing the college game, so yeah. Anyway, all right, let's get started. Knoxter, have you got the stuff for college football? Because I've got it here. I thought I was going to have to do it without you. But if you've got it, we can get started. Okay, there you go. Oh, you got that screen. Okay, I see. I was going to use that
I do
one.
either or.
I was going to use that one, but I figured you'd be upset with me, so I went and got the schedule.
No, I normally do the other one. I like this one because it gives you the overalls as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
well, tell us what's up, man.
Yeah, so we started Thursday night. We had a pretty decent game. Arizona State and Texas State. It was actually a fun game to watch. They were both undefeated going into that game. So Texas State is a possible group of 5 potential candidate for the playoffs. So I was eager to watch them. But Arizona just pulled it away in the end. This game also happened. South Alabama, Northwestern State.
Yeah.
87-10.
87-10. My wife was asking me last night.
Wow, the Demons just gave it up wholesale. Holy mackerel!
And in the fourth quarter, they actually lowered the time to 5 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Really?
They actually shortened the quarter to end the game sooner.
You're kidding me.
The only reason why South Alabama didn't score more. They probably could have made 100.
Wow, because my wife asked me, because I you know me, man, I play all my games on easy mode, and I was playing with Army yesterday on one of my dynasties, and I'm beating the brakes off of somebody. I can't remember who it was, and she says, "Has anybody ever scored 100 points?" I said, "Yeah, it's happened in a college game a couple of times." I said, "I don't think it's happened in the NFL, but yeah, go ahead, man." But that's amazing.
Wow, that sets that program back decades. Oh, so bad.
Oh man, it's horrible.
And then Friday we had a rank-on-rank game. It was Arizona and Kansas State, and Kansas State whooped them 31-7. I thought Arizona was going to be this was a conference game, so it definitely meant a lot in the Big 12. But I thought Arizona definitely was looking good at the end of last year. So
knock. Arizona is in the Big 12 now. What about are all those like USC? Are they in the Big 12? How did
no,
that whole
USC,
Pac-10 break up?
USC, Washington, um,
Oregon,
and UCLA went to Big
Big
Ten.
Ten.
Colorado.
State.
No, Colorado State is Mountain West.
Okay.
Colorado went to Big 12.
What about the Angry Beavers? Where did they go? Oregon State.
I believe they went to the Big 12.
Huh.
Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Because I know a couple went to ACC.
Kansas State. That's an interesting program. They usually do good up to about the 3/4 pole, and then they always have bad losses when their fan base thinks they can really make a push, and they have a bad loss every year. They're fun to watch, though. K-State.
You got Oregon, USC, UCLA, not starting out well, but yeah. So that was a pretty good. Kansas State's rolling. They beat Tulane last week, so Kansas State working its way up.
Yep.
UNLV took on Kansas and beat them. UNLV is they're another group of 5 hopeful, and they beat a power. This is a group of 5 over a power 5, so it's always fun. And then yesterday, so I didn't watch a whole lot for obvious reasons. I didn't watch a whole lot of football.
Yeah, he was out shopping for a new car. What's up?
Yeah, it took me most of the day. So, and I had the games going while I was there too, waiting, because I was doing a lot of waiting. But
that Georgia-Kentucky game was just wow. Yeah, Kentucky is just they're a mystery. If they could ever find any offense out there, they may be dangerous.
Yeah, and last week they had got pummeled by South Carolina.
South Carolina blew their doors off.
Yeah, but they missed a field goal at the end of the game to snatch that one away from Georgia. So Georgia still alive, number 1. Texas beat the brakes off of UTSA. Quentin Ewers got hurt, so Arch Manning came in, and he showed off. He had a 67-yard touchdown run. He threw, I think, 3 or 4 touchdown passes. He came in, I think,
UTSA
second quarter or third quarter, something like that, and I think he threw for over 200 yards and looked magnificent.
They were playing a high school football team. That UTSA
That's what it felt
team
like. UTSA
is
not bad. Last year they did. I think they made a bowl game last year at least, but yeah. So that was impressive.
Look, they're my next matchup with Army, so I know they can't be that good. Yeah.
Alabama, Wisconsin. This was it at Wisconsin. Alabama, just kind of Milroe is making his case for Heisman, so he did really good there. Wisconsin didn't have a chance. Ole Miss at Wake Forest. Ole Miss beat the brakes off of them, 40-6.
Ole Miss, yeah.
There's an interesting team right there, Ole Miss, because they have the potential. Offensively, they're going to be strong. It's what can they do against Alabama in big games, because they got plenty of talent there.
And they're coming. Those games are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Boston College got ranked going at Missouri. It was a tough game, but they even went up. I think they were up 14-3 at one point. And
they had the lead, but Missouri came back for sure.
They had the lead early in the second, and then Brady Cook, remember, he could play football.
I was fixing to say, that's John's team, man. Yeah. I was pulling for Boston. I told him last week when we talked about this that I would be pulling for Boston. But, hey, Mizzou is just they're a tough program, period. The first year when they joined the SEC, they had success. They did right away.
That's the only university that's come out of the Big 12 that's done anything.
Yeah.
And they've been pretty consistent. I mean, they've had some craters in there, but overall, that's a pretty solid program. And they got a good young coach there. They lost their defensive coordinator last year, but they're going to rally. And I like what he's doing there. They're solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be a strong program for several years to come. They got some up and coming freshmen and sophomore.
They need to invest in that stadium, bro. I mean, they need to get some more fannies in it to give them a good home field advantage, because that's like playing at a neutral site right there.
Yeah.
Poor little
friggin'
Kent State.
Tennessee. Whoa.
Yeah, Tennessee is blowing teams away right now, but they're not playing the hardest schedule.
No, they're not. Kent State ain't shit. That's for sure. But damn,
still. Like it's
Jesus.
Tennessee stuns Kent State with an onside kick up 30-0. Like
What?
They wanted to murder them.
Please, come on, man.
That
will
will come back to that program. That will come back to them.
Yes, it will.
Oregon 49-14 over Oregon State. Little interstate rivalry there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Oregon. Dalen Gabriel is rolling.
The Angry Beavers.
They got so many
angry.
fast guys on the
Angry
team.
Beavers, dude. Gotta love those unis.
Let's see. Miami rolling 62-0 over Ball State.
I'm telling you, that Hurricane team this year, that's the team you got to watch. Because they look strong on both sides of the ball.
And Florida State has floundered, which I'll mention here in a minute. But here we got Utah over Utah State. Utah State was playing pretty good in this one, but I don't know much about Cam Rising, but I guess he's a glass cannon because he was out this game as well.
Yeah, if they could ever keep him on the field, they might be consistently really good. But he's like McCaffrey; he just can't stay on the field.
Yeah, so I don't even think he's suited up for this one. But their backup QB is getting it done. Their defense is really solid, and the offense just keeps rolling. With that, Oklahoma State over Tulsa, 45-10. Oklahoma taking on Tulane.
I'm sorry, Dan. Dan loves Tulane. He loves the.
Oh, I absolutely love it. They showed good there in Norman, but at the end of the day, it was just too much talent on the other side of the ball.
Their schedule's been tough. They had Kansas State last week. That's a tough schedule. That's two quality losses right there.
It is.
And they kept it relatively close. So,
truth be told, they should have won that daggone Kansas State game, but
yeah, it was kind of BS.
Yeah, blah blah blah. But anyway, and they showed well against Oklahoma. It wasn't like they got their doors blown off. That
yeah. So I'm still considering Tulane in that Group of 5 talk. You think at the end of the year, especially if they win out, right? 10-2, and their 2 losses.
Yeah, once they get into their conference schedule, they should be able to run the table.
Yeah, that's going to be a conversation there for them to have a chance to make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I looked at getting
this was a
Oklahoma,
close
Missouri
one.
tickets.
My gosh, Danny was texting me about it all day. Oh my gosh,
I missed the final drive, and because I saw the running touchdown that.
Look, LSU did everything they could do to try to give that game away, but it was a great game to watch as far as football goes. To watch an entertaining game, for LSU to go in there and pull out a win in a very tough environment against a good up-and-coming South Carolina team. They play tough. They really do on the defensive side of the ball for real. But it was a great game. And, South Carolina, they missed a field goal, 48-yarder at the end of the game to send it in overtime.
There's a lot of that this weekend. Yeah.
LSU was down 17-0, 24-10, and they just kept fighting back. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Danny was texting me about it all day long, and I turned it on actually when he told me the Gamecocks had it 2 minutes to go, and they were down 3. I said, "Oh, I better check this out," because let me tell you something. Most people root for their team, but I'm telling you, LSU's performance is what dictates Danny's whole week. His whole temperament is going to be.
It really does.
It does.
It really
he bleeds purple and gold, dude. That's his team. He might, he loves the Saints and all that stuff, but he's a realist with the Saints. You know what I mean? You've heard.
I got ink on my body for the Tigers.
That's it.
It's all about the Tigers.
All right, next.
Michigan bouncing back from that loss last week, that pummeling they took from Texas. They did an okay game over Arkansas State, 28-18. Notre Dame.
Yeah. But they get in their conference schedule, they're going to get beat, man.
They're going to be in trouble, because they had to really.
I think
they didn't look all that well against Arkansas State.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a look ahead at the schedule at the end here, but I think next week they play USC. If I'm not mistaken. Notre Dame coming off their loss from last week, their upset loss. They decided to pummel Purdue 66.
Wow, they beat up on Purdue like they stole something from them.
Nebraska had an easy game against Northern Iowa, 34-3. I think
love to see Nebraska winning football games. That is good for college football when Nebraska is winning.
Yeah, it's like the Raiders. You know, the NFL is so much better when you can hate a fucking winning Raiders team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love hating a good Nebraska team. I love it. Yes, absolutely.
And the fall continues for Florida State. Memphis.
Yeah,
Oh my God! Did they lose another one?
Yes, they did.
Now Memphis is a good team. They are probably the top two, in the top two favorites to get the group of 5 playoff spot.
Yeah.
And so at the beginning
The
of the year,
Seminoles and the Gators both are just they don't look good at all.
Yeah,
really?
So Memphis got the win. A good defense, did offense did just enough. Florida defense is not bad. But you got that Ua Ungale that's just not the answer. There's a reason why he's transferred to like 4 different schools in the last 4 years. So
wow,
it's just that was a bad decision to go with him.
Oh,
no, he's done nothing for the team. But
if you guys wonder why I'm looking down, I'm like, I usually do all this first thing in the morning on Sundays, and I'm getting our pick sheet ready to go.
Didn't Florida State lose a lot of their key players to portal after they got ousted?
Portal, graduation.
Didn't get to play in the playoffs. They lost a lot of talent off that program.
Wow.
Just want to take a look. That was most of the ranked games already done. Just want to see if there's anything else that kind of stands out. Coastal Carolina, another group of 5 favorite, not favorite, but turning into one. 28-20 over Temple, which
Buffalo came back after the drumming they got last week.
Yeah, I didn't even know who Coastal Carolina was until we bought that NCAA game. I didn't
look, A&M goes into the swamp and hands the freaking
ago.
Gators another loss. I think the battery life is dead on that coach there. I'd be surprised if he's on the sidelines the next game. I mean, really, Florida.
There's
that's
a lot of hype
with
Texas A&M, which I don't really understand. But
I don't understand that either.
No, Texas A&M is one of those programs that they love to rank because it's a Texas team. It's the Texas viewership.
It's
it's good for college football when Texas teams are doing well.
And I got to tell you guys, they have a lot of money with their alumni too.
Yeah.
Their alumnus. I know. I went to school with 2 of them, and they say it's outrageous how much money that school's got.
Oh,
yeah.
And
they don't even get close to the Longhorn booster. They're not even close.
They're not even close, and they're telling me it's outrageous. These guys, those College Station dudes are nuts, dude. Yeah, the alumnus are really good down there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, by the way, Florida paid Memphis $1.3 million for this game. By the way, so
to get their ass handed to them. Nice, nice. Way to go, fellas.
It's always fun to hear.
Yes, it is cool.
Let's see here. Just seeing if there's this is a good one right here. Washington State and Washington. Washington going from in the Natty.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't ranked. They were 2-0 versus 2-0 Washington State, one of the last remaining Pac-12s, which I got some news on them too. It's 24-19.
That's it. Yeah, I mean that's a state rivalry, man.
Yes, it is. I think they play for the Apple Cup or something like that.
Yep,
that's Apple like Cup. When Oklahoma plays Oklahoma State, man. Throw Bedlam, throw the fucking records out, man. Yeah, awesome. Cool.
Let's see. This is a lot of fun to watch too. Pittsburgh
love Washington State Cougars, man. I love their logo. That's an awesome logo.
Don't
jump over Collins, Georgia Tech guys, man. Come on, bro.
They played VMI. There's nothing to say there.
But still, you got to give Collins his
nothing to see here.
Nothing to see.
Yeah.
VMI.
This was a fun
go
game.
right past that.
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please, Pittsburgh. Nothing to see here, please.
That West Virginia Pitt game was really good. Pitt was down in that game, big late in that game. They came back from like the 14 points in the last
it was 4
minutes to go.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a great game.
Yeah. I still got to watch the end of that one. I didn't see the end of it, but I was like, oh man, good for Pitt. They're 3-0. They might get ranked. Let's see here. This looked like I got to watch the highlights of this one. App State and Carolina's East Carolina, 21-19. This seemed like a pretty close game right there.
Looks like Eastern Carolina won at the end with a field goal. Wow.
Look, you got to be careful when you have App State on your freaking schedule, man, because they'll come up and bite you for sure.
There's Duke. Duke is 3-0. getting a win over UConn.
The battle of the
There you go.
basketball schools.
I'm telling
Yay!
you.
And speaking of basketball, here's North Carolina, 45 over some Northern Carolina Central or whatever. But
The vaunted
3-0.
North Carolina Central.
Liberty is cruising their easy ass schedule. They're like 120th strength of
Knock
schedule.
has got a soft spot for the Liberty. He
I
loves
do,
it.
but they have the softest schedule known to man, so they're probably going to go undefeated again. Their quarterback's
Liberty.
good enough to do it.
Liberty Biberty University.
The
So they're
Militech
definitely in the
Bulldogs are
Group of
going to
Five
get them when they
conversation.
play them.
So
They're gonna get 'em.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else in particular. This was fun to watch. Georgia State over Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt scoring points. Wow.
Yeah, and Georgia State, Group of 5 over.
What?
Over
Vanderbilt
Butler.
lost to Georgia State. That's the one I was curious. I didn't see that score yesterday. God dogged Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
No, that was
The
fun to
redheaded
watch.
stepchild of the freaking
Georgia
SEC.
State, that program is like 5 years old. I mean, how did you? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, you get the worst team in the SEC. You know. I gotta go back and watch the highlights. I think this was the only overtime game this week.
They may be the
Jacksonville
worst
State,
team in the
Eastern-
SEC before we move on from Vanderbilt, but they've got the best grade point average. Okay, don't forget that.
Oh, they're
The Ivy
leaders.
League-
Leaders
they're the
of
Ivy
men.
League school of the
Leaders of men.
yes.
men like Jay Cutler. Yeah.
Jay Cutler, baby, Cut
Telling
Daddy.
you, man. Come on
Love
now.
him. Love Cut Daddy. Yes.
Cool is the other side of the pillow.
That's right, smoking Jay Cutler. What's up?
Let's see. San Jose State, Mountain West Sky team, they're 31. They're undefeated. Let's see. I think Western Kentucky's only loss was to Alabama, where they got crushed. Not bad there. Sam Houston, I think, only won one game last year, but their offense has been flying.
Hawaii, they need to do something with that program. I don't know. Just
Yeah,
dismantle it.
believe it.
I don't know, man.
What are they? Where are they at now? I mean, who do they? What conference do they play in?
I don't even.
They're in
Maybe
the
the
Mountain West.
American. Are they still in the Mountain West? Okay, there you go.
Wow.
Yep.
Because I know that weren't they in LA Tech rivals at one point, Daniel?
Oh, I don't know.
In like
Hawaii.
the MAC or something, and they're in Conference USA now. The LA Tech.
I think
Bulldogs.
Hawaii's always been in the Mountain West.
Have they?
The longest I can remember, yeah.
Now I gotta watch the highlights of this, but this is Toledo over Mississippi State. I think that's considered.
Wow.
an upset.
Really?
Yeah, they kicked
17.
shit out of. They kicked the shit out of them. I mean, that's not. I mean, Mississippi State to be that bad is again, it's not good for
No.
the SEC number
They're
one.
like
No,
Texas
'cause-
A&M status. Like if they're
It's-
winning,
Right.
they get ranked
Well,
each-
they're a team that usually competes. They don't
Yeah.
get blown out. They
By
give teams
Toledo.
headaches. I
Yeah,
mean,
like
uh,
Toledo. So Toledo's now is a favorite for a Group of 5. You know, if they keep rolling like this, and,
Yeah.
you know.
I
Okay.
think we got UCLA next week, actually.
Wow.
Yep.
Let's see. Indiana's undefeated right now in the Big Ten.
No doubt.
13 over their new rival.
Go,
not
Indy.
rival, but
For some
UCLA
reason,
got
I'd like to
10.
see Indiana win. Fucking Air Force. Ugh!
The Air Force got destroyed by Baylor. Just destroyed, 31-3.
Oh, man.
Dion, he's got almost half the wins he had last year. He's at 2-1 right now, 28 to.
I think
I
they're
can't believe
Well,
this Falcons
that opening
lost,
game.
man.
Now, talk about a fun game to watch. UCF and TCU was a lot of fun to watch. Big 12
Was it?
matchup here.
Yeah.
35-4. was
The Horned
final
Frogs
score.
are always fun to watch, man.
What is
Yeah,
going
so
on with the Horned Frogs, man?
Yeah, just didn't get enough in the fourth quarter, but it was a fun
Come
one.
on, this one of them, and I like 3 Texas teams: TCU, Texas Tech, and Baylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they all are perennial losers.
Did Army
California's
play this
still
weekend?
rolling. What's that?
Did Army play this weekend?
I don't think so.
Okay.
California's still rolling. 31. They're undefeated. So yeah, probably the biggest news. So that's pretty much the games for this week. The biggest news was the resurgence of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
They're sniping away some Mountain West teams. Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and one other.
They're
one.
bringing back the Pac-12 conference.
And well, I mean, it never left. It just
It's only got
I
two
thought it was.
teams in it.
I thought it was
Yeah.
dead in the water.
they have 2 years to get 8 teams. So they got 6 now. So they have until the end of 2026 to get.
They need to
2
talk
more
to
teams on
Arizona
board.
and Arizona State to come back into the thing.
Yeah, I'm curious of where they're going. Honestly, I kind of want them to take some teams from the AAC. Maybe get Tulane. That would add some power in there. Because I think what they want to do is they got to fight for that power conference back.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's automatic when they form that. But I imagine that's something they would want to do is try to get that.
They're going to have some big name
back.
universities to jump in there to run that ship, because like you say, they'll be like a Mountain West. You know, they'll have a bunch of teams in there, but no power teams.
Well, they're picking some of the better Mountain West teams, though. So Fresno State is one of the better. Boise State is the favorite right now for the Group of 5 championship. So they got some star power in there, but I definitely think they need to like lure away someone from one of these, either the best of the AAC or try to take from some of the Power 5, which I don't know if they'd be able to do that, but get some power in there. And then lastly, just kind of take a short look at next week real quick. Let's see, week 4. Let's see here. Ohio, not much there. Clemson.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got Army and Rice. Army should win that one. Rice hasn't done great. Let's see. Here we go. There it is. USC and Michigan. That's probably the game of the week there. So that's good. And they're going at Michigan. So that's interesting there.
That's a game I don't even want to watch because I hate both of those teams. But it's going to be good to see USC pound the shit out of Michigan. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
There you go. Chalk that one up for a win.
Chalk
for Michigan,
that one up for Michigan because I just.
Oh my God!
Way to go. Let's see. UCLA at LSU. Oh, here we go. Utah. Number 12 Utah and number 13 Oklahoma State. That should be a good one.
Yeah.
This should be a really good one.
Yeah.
LSU's ranked 16th, Dan? Wow.
Yeah. Well, the new poll will come out.
They'll be a little higher. This isn't the updated polling.
Right.
We got Vanderbilt next week.
Ooh.
That's a trap.
Missouri got Vanderbilt.
Total trap game.
Yeah. Trap game. Vanderbilt, come to get you. Come to get you, John.
See, Miami.
The Greenport Amber.
South Florida's not too bad. South Florida's not a bad team. They're up and coming for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Miami Hurricanes.
Miami's susceptible to. If you want to talk about trap games, Miami's susceptible to a trap game.
Yeah. But Miami, man, that program has been getting better every year.
They look strong. They really are trending in the right direction.
California at Florida State. Florida State could be 0-4.
They're going to be 0-4
right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, because Florida State just doesn't have enough offense. I think Cal will win another close game. Yeah.
Louis Ungalele is just not the answer.
I
learned to say his name, right?
Tulsa at the Bulldogs. What's up? Let's go.
Let's go,
Head
Bulldogs.
To the Joe, Lincoln
the
Parish.
evening
Let's
game,
go.
however, Tennessee and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
SEC.
That's going to be
big game.
Game.
Big game.
That's a
big
huge
It's
game.
a really good game. Yeah.
Can't wait for that one.
I hope Oklahoma starts it up with an onside kick. You sorry bitches.
Let's see here. Texas, UL, Monroe. They should have it easy. Georgia Southern, Ole Miss.
Texas still playing the softies? Yeah. What the hell?
Look, you look at Texas' schedule this year, and Texas' schedule is so cush. There's no reason why they don't make playoff.
In the SEC, it's cush? Really?
Cush. They don't play Alabama. They don't play LSU.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
man. And I guarantee you Oklahoma is. I guarantee it.
Oh, you guys got to come to Death Valley this year.
See? Look at that.
Now,
Thanks
again, real quick, just to look, I was told October 12th was the day. I think it was October 12th. Was the day
Actually,
to circle.
I think
look at that. The day to circle is October 12th. Ohio at Oregon, Ole Miss at LSU, Penn State at USC.
I think the Longhorns do play Alabama this year, though. I think that might be one. Or maybe it's just Georgia they have on there. It's their schedule's pretty cush, though.
What's happened to Georgia, though?
Well, I mean, they won.
Barely.
They won. Yeah, they won.
They won.
They should have beat the brakes off of that team they were playing. Oof.
Look, Kentucky's got a good. They're solid on the defensive side of the ball. They are. And to go on the road and win, however you do it, that's how you do it. Georgia's had one of those games every year where it's
they get caught,
nip and
right?
tuck. Yeah,
But
they find a way to win. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you for that report, young man. We'll be keeping tabs on the growth of the Pac-2.
I'm
Pac-6
excited
now. Is that
the
right?
It's the Pac-6 right now. The Pac-2 is
the Pac-6.
We'll keep tabs on that. Thanks for that report. Appreciate it, Knock. I do want to say hi to our guy that likes to check in really early. I don't have the video over here yet. I keep forgetting to do it. You guys remind me on a Wednesday before the show to get that video on this theme over here. But that's Tim. Good to see you, man. If you're watching, I don't know if he's watching or not. Okay.
He's probably not watching since you didn't put his video up, man.
That's it, exactly. He's just not watching the NFL show because it's never on, right? The video just, unless there's explosions, he's not going to watch it, right? Okay.
One more thing, Joe. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Got to do my one highlight for the week. Just the one.
Oh man, here we go.
Got to have our one highlight so we don't get in trouble.
We're gonna get this right before I even put it up. You're gonna go full screen with that. That's what you're gonna do. And then we'll get it going. Okay, what are we looking at here, buddy boy?
We are looking at the start of a dynasty for the career of Arch Manning, and his running 67.
I think I might puke here, right now.
His grandfather played.
How can you root for a guy named Arch?
Did you see how many dwarfs were following him there?
Arch.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Arch.
Now, Danny's a big fan of his grandfather. I can tell you that. He's a big fan of his grandfather.
But all those Mannings are from South Louisiana, and none of them played for LSU.
Louisiana, yeah, none of them played for Louisiana teams. Friggin', let's see. Peyton played for Tennessee.
Archie and Eli both played for Ole Miss, and then you got Arch playing for the big uterus. There you go.
The big uterus. Oh my God, Daniel. Okay. Yeah, Longhorns fans. We're not fans. I'm an Oklahoma fan. He's an LSU fan. We do not like Texas. Okay. Sorry. All right, guys, let's get into the NFL and the game that pissed me off so bad this weekend. Oh my God.
That's right.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and grab this and show you guys what I did on Twitter. I was pretty upset. I got a little vocal on Twitter about this
Pretty
game.
sure I picked a beefy low on that one.
I'm pretty sure everybody did except for me. I'm married to a Miami Dolphins fan, so I'm trying.
The Nojo is a real thing.
Too. There was a lot of people that picked the Dolphins. Not me.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Yeah, it's right here, and I will share this post haste. I got to reshare it though because you need sound and all that good stuff for this. This is the clip that I put up. About this is what I said. I said the Buffalo Bills just went into Miami and said this to the and I've got to share sound and said this right here to the Miami Dolphins. Okay, this is what they.
That's for sure.
They made a statement. This is what they said to him.
There's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. S-A-W-F-T.
That's exactly what they did, man.
I don't even know what he just said. What did he say?
He said soft. He's calling him soft, Dan. That's a thing from wrestling.
But spelled differently. Because
it's cool. S-A-W-F-T, soft. Yeah. It's supposed to be soft with a New York accent. Is what it's supposed to be. But anyway, yeah.
They are.
That's what they did. They smacked him around. And when I saw Tua go down in that third quarter, I had just got up to residence and I was watching and I was just, oh my God. I'm like,
texted the group. There goes Tua.
Yeah, and look, the guy wasn't even trying to hit him hard.
No.
DeMar Hamlin, who was not even trying. It looked like he was trying to catch him. Is what it looked like to me. This guy just hit him cockeyed in the chest. His head got ripped back, and then his head bounced on the ground. And I'm sorry, at some point, I know this maybe is too early for this conversation, but maybe this guy needs to retire. I mean, Dan, we've seen quarterbacks, and I say Dan because we've talked about these guys before in the past. You've got guys like Chris Chandler, who was a great quarterback. But if you looked at him wrong, he was going to go down due to injury. He was just made of glass. Chad Pennington, great football mind. But if you looked at him wrong, he went down. I mean, some guys just aren't built for the NFL. And that may be the case with Tua. I mean, the kid, high character guy, don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't like the guy.
Well, we're not talking about his personality. We're talking about his ability to play at that level. And time and time again, he takes shots that other quarterbacks can just get up from. And he, for whatever reason, is not able to do that. And, it's just getting worse now because, the hits are not as severe. So,
They can wear that what was that cap
Guardian
they have
helmet.
now?
Sure, I don't know that that's going to help him because he's already sustained so many that it's just going to get worse now.
If anyone should be wearing it, it should be him.
Right.
Sure.
But
he's genetically dispositioned to getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the NFL, the rules are set up to protect these quarterbacks at every angle, so he's still getting concussed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's him and his people around him have got to have that discussion because it's only going to get worse.
On the play before when his head bounced off the ground, not the Hamlin hit.
Yeah.
The injury probably happened when he signed with the Dolphins. He had to be concussed to be signing long term with that freaking franchise.
Look, here's my thing, man. My wife asked me, said, how many concussions did Troy Aikman get? I said, well, he had about 9 in his career, and it definitely shortened his career. But
they were happening later on in his career.
They were happening later on, and this is
Steve
the deal
Young,
for me with Tua. I would say about 75% of the NFL quarterbacks would have slid in that situation. He was 3 yards past the sticks.
Yeah.
It's just, it looked to me like he was frustrated and just wanted to try and impose his will, which he does not even need to do. You know what I mean? And I hate it for the kid, but maybe he needs to get with his people and figure out, maybe he knows he should have slid and he'll
Well, you
right
think
back.
that the Dolphins, physicians, their outfit there would have that discussion. I mean, they really need to take a look at this guy because they're paying for him. They're on the hook for his health long term. The NFL is.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
I hate it for him. But the Bills went out and their defense. I mean, look, Josh Allen didn't have to do much in this game to win it. All he had to do was not screw it up because, my God, the defense.
That's all he ever has to do, but he just can't get out of his own way in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, and I think the battery life is blinking on this. That team is taking on. The team always takes on the personality of the head coach, and it's cool, unique, blah blah blah. But we're talking about 3 years in, and they're just not a tough-minded football team.
Yeah,
you see that.
I don't look. I'm not a fan. I don't even want to talk about Buffalo. I really don't. I don't like that franchise. I never have. Never will. I know. That, what's funny to me? You know what's funny to me? Every Dallas Cowboys fan I know is a Buffalo Bills fan. It's like they feel sorry for kicking their ass twice in a row in the 90s or something. It's just bizarre to me. It's bizarre. My best friend, who's the biggest Dallas Cowboys fan on the planet, just loves the Buffalo Bills. And I'm like,
sure. And then ask those Cowboy fans how they feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Ask them same fans. See how they like them. Yeah. Give me a break. I hate them dudes to this day. But anyway, that was the game. And basically, Tua threw 3 interceptions before he was yanked out of the game due to concussion. 2 of them weren't on him. The wide receivers ran wrong routes and shit. But the last one was on him. I saw it happen twice last week. Will Levis did it once on Sunday and totally gave the game away for fucking Tennessee. I mean, they would have won that game if he hadn't done that stupid shit.
Yeah.
And then Tua did it. And what we're talking about, guys, is guys being drugged down. They know they're fixing to take a sack and throwing the ball away right into the hands of a cornerback by the sideline. I mean, it's something my brother loves seeing me doing Madden because I'm prone to do it at least once every 3 games or so.
Yeah, that last one, that pick 6 before he got hurt.
It's horrible. It's just bad football, man. And I watched a video earlier this week about the state of quarterback play in the NFL, and they're saying it's a combination of, first of all, watered down talent because we've got 32 teams now. You know, I mean, growing up, me, you, and John used to watch 24 maybe at the max. I think they had in the league. Now they've got 8 more teams, and you know, and you don't need one quarterback; you need 2. If Tua's concussion showed you anything, I was telling Rhonda about Kansas City. They've always got a veteran backup just in case Mahomes got to have a break due to injury, right? And
that's
always
become a very, very lucrative position in the NFL is that backup quarterback because it's important. Yeah,
it is. Is Browning still with the Bengals? Is Browning still with the Bengals? I wonder because he looked really good in relief last year when Burrow went down.
And he has a really gorgeous girlfriend too.
Yeah. Oh my God, his girlfriend definitely made waves on the internet. Holy shit, I had to look her up. Good Lord, she's a babe. But anyway, I hate it for Tua. He's a high character guy, no doubt about it. But he's the kind of guy that you want being the face of your football team. But he just cannot take the punishment it takes to play in the NFL. It just seems that way to me. And whatever he decides, good for him. But they made a point the other day on one broadcast I was watching saying, hey, do you want to play football for 10 years or do you want to be able to play with your kids when you're 40? That's a decision he's got to make. I mean, if you really love the game, start coaching, man. I mean, because
he can't continue like that.
No.
Yeah, that's the conversation him and his people and the Dolphins have to have.
Mm-hmm.
Position of quarterback is safer than it's ever been.
Right, and he's still getting hurt. Still. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Well, he's not a big stature guy, right? So, and then when he breaks the pocket, he really, doesn't do himself any favors by not sliding. So
here's what's crazy to me: he's half Samoan, and Samoan guys, it's a genetic fact. Their skulls are thicker than the rest of us. They can take a beating. And for some reason,
sure, but they're not all like that, dude. I mean,
no. Well, I'm just saying,
not made that
way.
Look,
when I was in Hawaii, the bouncers in every nightclub were Samoans, and you didn't fuck with them. You just didn't. You know what I mean? But anyway, all right. Let's get into today's slate.
Hold on now.
Go ahead.
Hold up now.
Yes, sir.
We talked about the guy that stunk for 2.5 quarters. Let's talk about the guy that you guys underestimated this last week, Josh Allen.
Do I have to?
Oh yes, you do.
Can we talk about his football like you?
You were completely writing him off, and I was the one who went.
He is in the regular season, then he gets to the playoffs and fucks up.
That's fine. That's fine.
Let's
talk about Lamar Jackson too. Can we do that too?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm just saying. You guys written out the Bills. The Dolphins. They're not going to go to Florida. They're not going to go to Miami.
So
and beat,
I'm on record on that deal.
Them. So I just wanted to point that out. Josh Allen has been playing well, and he was underestimated.
That's the no-Joe effect.
As Rich Eisen calls him, the Mandalorian quarterback. I have to give him credit. He used what little football IQ he does have and didn't screw it up for the Bills.
And that running back.
That's the best compliment I can give him, dude.
They need to let Cook cook, that running back.
My God, yeah.
Yeah,
dude, that running back for the friggin' Bills. Woo, he's good. He is definitely good. How many people picked him up on freaking fantasy this week? Oh my
Probably
God!
a lot.
Oh, I doubt he was free.
Yeah, he did good
before
down
then.
the stretch last year for him, didn't
Yeah,
he? Yeah.
he may have been a later round, but
Mhm.
I'm not really sure. But
Yeah.
he was definitely on it.
You're right. What's his name? James Cook? Is that
James
right?
Cook. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
James? I thought
Yeah.
it was Delvin.
Is
No,
it? I
Dalvin's
could be
the guy that signed
No,
with the Jets.
Dalvin's.
Yeah.
Didn't he go to Cowboys?
Okay.
Is
went
he
to
with
the Cowboys.
now?
Yeah.
He's the
Remember we
old
were talking about
Minnesota
him and
running back,
Ezekiel
yeah.
Elliott, or the
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
the running
old
backs
man
of
backfield
4
in
years
Dallas.
ago.
That's right. Yep.
But
That 70s
anyway,
rock fan says go sports ball. That's right.
Yay.
You love your hockey, and so
get
does
some
my brother, by
foosball.
the way. Sharkin' for Pearls down there loves hockey too, Mr. Brian. But we
Hockey's
love football.
number one. All others are two or greater.
I feel like I want to
There you
get into
go.
hockey someday, but with my attempting to learn a lot more about NCAA football,
Just
that's
stick with
that's
that,
a
bro.
whole other thing right in itself, and it's got a lot more teams. So I want to learn more about that, and then I might go into hockey and start learning the history there.
He says we will very briefly talk football tomorrow, as Ben Davidson was in Conan, of course. Yes, he was. Absolutely. And he was a player. Yeah, Brian's doing a show on, and I'm going to talk about it here whenever we do the credits, but we're still lamenting the loss of James Earl Jones, and he's doing Conan tomorrow. He played Thulsa Doom in that movie, which is a classic. So we're going to do that one tomorrow at 4.
I think my audio's
Anyway,
coming in the morning.
Okay, so have we talked enough about the mental pygmy that is
I just had to
Josh Allen?
slide it in there. I had to give some credit where credit's due.
Okay,
I keep giving you props. I said you look like a genius picking.
There you go. You're a genius. You're a genius. There you go. Okay, so let's get into this weekend's games, starting with Las Vegas at Baltimore. Okay, we can move on now, right? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Or am I? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I don't think you can completely overlook the Raiders, but yeah, I don't see them pulling this one out.
I don't see them pulling this off either. John, what do you think?
Especially in Baltimore.
It's going to be the Ravens in Baltimore, yeah.
Coming off their opening weekend loss at the hands of the champs, they're going to be kind of pissed. They're at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dan, thoughts on the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Vegas Raiders?
Yeah, it's Baltimore all the way.
Doesn't look good for the Raiders this week, guys.
No.
They're all going to wear white cleats.
Although I do have to say, if you want to talk about a bright spot for the Raiders, their head coach I like, and their quarterback, Gardner Minshew, he does nothing but win. So, I mean, I don't think he's going to win this weekend, but I could see where he'd be a fan favorite, man, but I just don't think he's the guy moving forward. I think they're in a holding pattern right now until they get their next quarterback, is what I see out of them. I don't think they've bounced back from Carr being there. So, but anyway, any other thoughts about this one? This is not a good matchup, folks. The Raiders are going all the way across the country, and they're going to run into a pissed off, hard-nosed football team that's going to be ready to crush them like a Dixie Cup. Okay, next one we got here. Let's see if they get any better. We've got... Oh, my God. No, they don't get any better.
No.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. Is anybody giving the Carolina Panthers a chance at coming up with a win in this game right here?
No.
Okay. That's what I thought. Let's see. They're going into Carolina, the Chargers. The Chargers are going to start 2-0. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, I guess it's not so unbelievable. They definitely upgraded a coach in the offseason.
And their quarterback's good.
Yeah, you guys know I love their quarterback. I like Herbert. And he's going to, I haven't watched him yet, but I got a feeling he's going to be asked to do less now than he's been doing the last few years. We all know Harbaugh loves to pound the rock and play good defense. So, Knock, any thoughts about this one? Knoxter, did you fall asleep on me? Really? Carolina that bad? He probably got up and went to the bathroom. Dan, anything on this one at all?
Carolina will be lucky to win a game this year.
Yeah.
Chargers will be 2-0, but I'm not sold on the Chargers. I don't even know if Harbaugh is sold on his quarterback. He had a good quarterback when he took over San Francisco, and he's got an idea of what he wants on the field. And I'll be surprised if Herbert stays in San Diego beyond 2 years if
Really?
Harbaugh's going to be there. Yeah, I just feel like he likes to have an athletic quarterback that can give him that option read,
Right.
thing.
I see what you're saying.
But Chargers will be 2-0, and Panthers probably won't win a game this year.
Wow. Yeah, that's for sure. Knock, did you make it back yet? Nope. He's gone. He's gone.
Knox to hell with you. I'm done with
Knox to the hell with you. I'm not talking about the Chargers.
He said
not
no
doing
chance in the no chance in the chat. So.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Let's see. What did he say? Okay. He said he'd be right back. Okay. He had to go for a second. Okay. So let's go on to the next one. This one, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but they play it every year, and it's a huge rivalry game. It's my brother's beloved New Orleans Saints versus
This is a rivalry?
the Dallas Cowboys. It's a huge rivalry, man. Look,
it's a rivalry. It's a regional game, but they don't play every year. But this is a big regional rivalry. Yes, it is.
I feel like the Saints think it's a rivalry, and the Cowboys are like, "What are you talking about, dude?"
Whatever.
That's what it feels like.
For somebody who lives in the Dallas area, this is a big game. This is a big game.
The ground zero of the biggest part of the rivalry is right where I'm at, because we're 20 minutes from the Texas border. We're closer to Dallas here in Shreveport, Louisiana, than we are to New Orleans. It takes 5 hours to go down to New Orleans, right? And several people have called this place Shreveport, Texas before. Okay? There's a lot.
All the merch in the stores is always Cowboy stuff. Very little Saint stuff.
Right. And, they're both covered by Fox. They're both NFC teams, right? And when they're playing at the same time in the same window, they flip back and forth as to who they're going to friggin' cover. It'll be the Cowboys one time. The next time it'll be the Saints. And the other fan base loses their fucking shit when they can't see their game. I mean, it is... Look, there's so much shit talking about this rivalry here, and so many people are going to Dallas. I mean, every place I've ever worked, there's always somebody that I work with. This time, it's our intake coordinator. He's going to Dallas to see this game, and he can't wait, because he's a big Saints fan, and he can't wait to see the game. This is a huge rivalry in our area right here between Louisiana and Texas. It's a border war, and it's going to be fun to watch, man. After the way these two lit it up opening weekend, this is going to be a fun game to watch. I know who I'm pulling for. It's not who I'm picking, though. I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys in this one because of their defense, really, more than their offense. I don't trust either one of the quarterbacks as far as I can throw them. They're both talented, but IQ questionable. But the defense, I think you got to give the edge to the Cowboys. They've got a lot of ball hawks on the team. Not to say the Saints don't either. The Honey Badger's back there. He's got a few. He's got a ring with the Chiefs, right? He's and he came home to play. I love it. And he can still do it. I think he picked one off opening weekend. I'm not sure, but he may have gotten one or gotten a fumble, something. Pretty sure he ended up with the ball in defense.
I'd like him back.
Yeah, I bet you'd like him back. Yeah, no doubt. The Honey Badger's something else. Danny, you are the biggest Saints fan on the planet. Tell us about your football team. Do they have a chance to go into Dallas and beat them?
Well, they have a chance, but Dallas is in the regular season. They're tough to beat at home. They really are tough to beat at home. The Saints defensively can stay in this game. The game will hinge on Carr. Dennis Allen, to his credit, as far as a defensive mind, he's the only one that I've ever seen that made Tom Brady just look like he didn't even know how to play the game of football.
Right.
But beyond that, it's all about Carr. If he protects the football, if we have some balance, it's got to be a low scoring game for the Saints to win this game, because if it gets into a shootout, the Cowboys will run away with it, and that means the defense is just not hanging in.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick it, I got to pick the Cowboys at home.
Yeah, it's the home team in this rivalry, really. That's the way I picked it. I just picked Dallas because they're at home. Like I said, both quarterbacks are suspect IQ-wise as far as
I'm going for the Saints.
Yeah. Okay. John says the Saints. He says they're going to pull off the upset in Dallas.
Yeah.
All right. Knock. Thoughts on this one? I can tell you this much, guys. Take the over. If you're a betting person, take the over.
I don't know. I mean, you look at the defenses, you might be tempted to take the under.
That's true. That's true. If they both play up to potential, you're right about that. Because both of them have a pass rush. Both of them have good people in the secondary. I'd actually give the secondary edge to the New Orleans Saints. With the Honey Badger back there at safety, and what's the kid's name? Lattimore? Is that his name?
I think that's
from Ohio State. They got that's been solid at corner for years. Yeah, go ahead, Knock.
I'm not going by, or I'm going with the Cowboys. I'm not going crazy this week on the upsets.
Yeah. Okay. Cowboys. All right.
Whichever quarterback plays a cleaner game, that's who's going to win this game.
Danny, do you want to go watch Terry? Because he's getting started.
Yep, I'm jumping off, guys. Good show. Good to see you guys, and have a good Sunday.
Thank you for being here, my brother. I will see you at 6:30.
All right, man. I love you.
All right, love you too. Bye. We have a new time for the Brothers Hack the Matrix so we can see the games. We learned this last week. We're both into football, so we're going to do it at 6:30. We're going to do it before the evening game starts. So you guys tune in for that this evening. Okay, let's see. The next one we got, this is now we're getting into some good games. Rematch of a playoff game from last year. Tampa Bay is going into Detroit again. And this, if you watch this game, this was a great game last year. Baker almost brought him back. He almost beat him, but couldn't get it done. I actually picked Baker this week to go in there and do it this time around. Of course, everybody knows I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan. Love the guy, and looks like they're picking up right where they left off after week 1 this week. They beat Washington, which we all know Washington is a pretty much they're turning over a new leaf. They're basically starting their organization fresh with the Heisman Trophy winner. And, they're not going to be the greatest in the world, but they did it impressively. It was never in doubt. Tampa Bay took care of that team, and Baker had a hell of a game, too. John, what do you think of this one?
I'm with Lions.
Going with the Lions, okay. Q? All right, Knoxter, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the Bucks, and I think they're going to win that division. But I like the Lions more.
You like the Lions today? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And at home, crowd's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, it is going to be nuts. And the whole reason why I say that I'm picking Tampa in this one is how close the Rams played them. I mean, they had to go to overtime to beat that team. So. And I know that Tampa's defense is a little bit better than the Rams now because, the Rams lost arguably the best defensive player of the last decade in the offseason due to retirement. I don't know. Did you guys see the video of him on the couch with his lady? Did you see that one? His lady put a post on. It was so bad. She did one of these phone selfie type posts. Said, "Yeah, Aaron's right here on the couch watching the game with me. He's not going anywhere. He's not coming back." Watching the game. Oh man, it was crazy. But anyway, I just think that I think they're going to pull it off. That's my upset pick of the week is Tampa going into Detroit and beating them. But then again, that's the Oklahoma Sooner in me. Yeah. I know I shouldn't pick with my heart, but I just got a feeling. Got a feeling about this one. Okay, next one we got here is, oh my God. Now, if anything impressed me last week, boys and girls, it was watching Anthony Richard launch fucking footballs downfield. My dad and I were talking about the picks this week. He said, "Man, did you see that 60-plus yarder he threw for a touchdown?" I said, "Dad, he threw 2 other ones that were 50-plus that were that pretty, and guys should have caught. Well, I know one of them got caught, but the other one got dropped. But the guy should have caught it. You know what I mean? I am a fan of Anthony Richardson. Now, if he is going to stay on the field or not, that's another thing. I saw him run for a touchdown, but he's built to take punishment. So he's got a leg up on a guy like Tua trying to run with the ball. But the Packers, oh my gosh, is this team in trouble for the next month? They've got a guy that they signed, Malik Willis, that they signed off of the Tennessee team, off of his performance in preseason, I guess, to be the backup. Wow. I don't know. I picked the Colts this week, guys, just because the Packers don't have the trigger man.
They do have one thing.
What do you got
for them? The Packers do.
Yeah,
Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, that's true. They got the running game, but can they lean on it for 4 quarters and win this game against a good defense?
Yeah.
Now remember this Colts team was a quarterback away from being a playoff team for many years. That's why they drafted Anthony Richardson, right? They had the geriatric squad going out there because Andrew Luck had retired on them. So they kept signing these older guys to go out there and try and do it and couldn't get it done. They were hoping veteran leadership would have gotten done, and they finally gave up on that experiment. And it cost, I think, a good head coach's job.
Yeah.
And, and they drafted
breaking news.
Go.
A.J. Brown ruled out of Monday Night Football.
A.J. Brown.
Eagles wide receiver.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I forgot about him. You know what? We'll talk about that game when we get there, but I don't think it makes
I'm still picking Colts.
Yeah, me too. Saquon Barkley. That's the 2 words I got to say to you. Saquon Barkley. Anyway, what, John? So, who you got in this one?
I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pick Green Bay in this one. I know they're playing at home, but damn. Knock. What do you think? Oh, wait, go, John. Go.
Oh, and as good as Jacoby Jones is, I think you're right. I don't think he can run to the teeth of the defense the whole game and get anywhere.
Yeah. They're going to load up against him and Darrell Willis to beat him. It's going to be ugly. I got a feeling. Knock, what do you think?
I'm not going to trust the backup quarterback. I'm going to go with Colts.
There you go, Colts. How did you must? If anybody, I know he loves throwing the ball deep. You must have loved watching those highlights of Anthony Richardson last week.
I don't throw the ball deep. I never throw the ball deep.
No, you don't ever throw the ball deep. No. You just like to launch it to speedsters 50 yards downfield. Shut up.
I didn't throw any over 20 yards in our game.
Yeah, I know you didn't because I was playing back. I was playing back.
Yeah, exactly. So you always play back, so I never throw the long balls. So I run the ball and then I keep it underneath. I do the drag routes. Those are my favorite. Those are drag routes, sir.
Yeah, the drag route's awesome. I've added that to my game. So yeah, but you got to have that. That was the key to Tom Brady getting that last ring in Tampa, because if you remember, Mr. No Risk It, No Biscuit had him throwing it long every play. Halfway through the season, they were losers, and he was like, "Look, man, you've got to give me some short shit to dunk down to," and that's when they started winning. Okay, so the next one we got here, and I can't say enough about Anthony Richardson. I hope that guy stays healthy and starts maturing as a quarterback, because I am a fan after watching that game against Houston. They had a chance to win that game.
Just stay healthy.
Stay healthy, man.
Stay back in that pocket.
Do what you got to do.
That long ass ball.
That's it. We love it.
Much.
Please,
let
please.
Jonathan Taylor, your awesome running back, do the run.
Yes, absolutely. Let him do that shit. Yeah. Okay. Next up. Oh my God. Do we have to pick a team in this one?
I already know who I'm picking.
I'm picking the Browns.
Oh,
same here.
Really?
I don't trust the Jags as far as I can throw them.
Nope.
And that's not very far.
Well, okay. All right. Let me mark this down for you guys.
I don't trust the quarterback's hair.
I feel like something's got to give with Watson, man. I think something has to. When you get paid that
well,
much,
that's another guy.
You got to have at least one good game, and I think this is the one good game. Like I don't know. I got
Watson.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like something's got to give.
When I bring up football IQ, the poster children for football IQ, as far as I'm concerned, is the guy in Arizona and the quarterback of the Jaguars. So, these are two guys that just haven't shown that they get it yet. And they've been playing a while now. They should get it by now,
Yeah.
But after the performance I saw last week out of Watson and those same Cleveland Browns, it's going to be hard for me to pick that team against anybody that's not a pushover, because they got punched in the mouth last week and they crumbled under it. They crumbled. And friggin' Deshaun Watson didn't even look like he knew where the receivers were supposed to be. He was sailing balls 10 yards over their head. I don't know what's going on with that guy.
I told you when they made that trade that they way overpaid for that guy.
Oh my God, yeah. I couldn't believe they did it either. I was like, they made it at the time. Now we keep hearing the next quarterback. I guess the last one now is Dak Prescott is the richest quarterback. Of course, your guy was the richest quarterback, and then, Deshaun Watson was the richest quarterback. They paid way too much for him, and they're handcuffed to him now. They are handcuffed to that dude. Joe Flacco's not coming through that door. He's not. So, I just got a feeling about Jacksonville. I think they're a better coach team. I think that the fact that the Jaguars stay in games is because of their Super Bowl winning head coach. He knows what his quarterback can do. And
I think the Browns are at this point just hoping on those assault charges to go through.
Right.
Because then they can
get out of the contract, right? They can get out of it then. Yeah, I saw that story too, and it's they're looking for any way to get out of this.
So which one are you going there, Joe? You going Jacksonville?
I just said that. I picked Jacksonville. I'm picking them because I think their coaching's better. Absolutely. That's who I'm picking.
Coach is better, but I don't think I trust the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I don't trust the quarterback either, but I don't trust the quarterback of the Browns.
That's true.
He hasn't shown me shit.
Nope.
He has not shown me shit. Sorry. Just has.
So. I just like the Browns defense better, and I like the
Browns defense
Jaguars.
is good. Yeah, no doubt.
So that's why I picked the Browns. Is I'm hinged it on their defense.
If the Bears can win a game on special teams and defense alone, I think the Browns could do it too.
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear all these arguments. I do. But I just took Jacksonville because, look, man, they've been, oh God, they show flashes here and there, but the drumming the Browns took on opening day against the Cowboys, that's the kind of loss that will fucking break a team. And I guarantee you, nobody on that offense trusts Deshaun Watson as far as they can throw him.
Or they're pissed off.
Yeah, or they're pissed off at him. One of the two. So, I
think he means pissed off as in they're going to come out red hot.
They're going to. Sure. I think that defense is going to show that we're the better defense. And
now that could happen, no doubt about that. Myles Garrett could go off, no doubt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, speaking about tough teams, the San Francisco 49ers are taking a road trip this week.
Next.
Next.
Do we even need to talk about this one? Jesus.
Even without Christian McCaffrey.
This would be the biggest upset of the year if the Vikings somehow manage to pull it off.
Yeah.
I will.
It's not beyond the scope of possibility, but 6% chance or something.
I didn't pick it. I picked the 49ers, but I will say this. Sam Darnold was on the 49ers staff last year, so he knows the defense.
Yeah.
If anybody can come up with a way to beat him, it'll be him at the quarterback position. But and Jordan Jefferson, they're going to have him on lockdown. I mean, really, they're going to dare him to go to somebody else.
Well, I think with the 49ers, like, you can plan whatever, but I think their players' talent exceeds the scheme.
Yeah, right.
Because like you can be like, oh, they're going to do this formation, right? It's their execution of it that's way
it's the
better
classic-
than what you can scheme.
It's the classic, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? Yeah, and that's, I mean, dude, their backup running back with McCaffrey out went off
Yeah.
last week. I mean, good Lord. It was just, wow.
I saw an article earlier this morning where there was a rumor that they had really tried to push to get Justin Jefferson.
The Niners had?
Yeah.
Holy
That would have been sick.
Yeah,
I think it would have been
that
a
would
waste,
be
but
totally sick.
That would have been scary.
Yeah, scary type of sick. Yes,
Ayuk,
absolutely.
Debo, because Debo could just go in the running back slot for now, to take over McCaffrey. Then Justin
We've
Jefferson.
seen it in the past before McCaffrey. He was their running game. Yeah. Talk about a plethora of riches. But you know what? They got to do it this year. They have to do it this year because you know what? Brock Purdy has got a contract coming next year.
Yeah.
This is the last year that they can spend all that money on everybody else.
Yeah.
What's that? You're going to the playoffs every single year with this guy? You got to pay him.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're going to pay Daniel Jones, which we're going to talk about here soon.
Come on, man. Yeah.
You got to pay Brock Purdy. Even
Yes,
if he's
you
a
do.
seventh rounder, he's performed.
That's a fact. You got to do it.
No,
Okay.
He's not just a seventh rounder. He's the absolute last pick.
Last guy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
He's
Yeah.
going to be the richest Mr. Irrelevant ever.
Ever.
Yes, he is.
Ever.
It's going to be historical.
I mean, my
They need to
favorite
hurry up and just
Mr.
get it
Irrelevant
done.
before that was Marcus Colston of the Saints. Who
I
played
love
for
that guy.
Who played for Hofstra, who doesn't even have a football program anymore. I think they broke it up about 2 years after he got drafted into the NFL. But nothing touches Brock Purdy's run as Mr. Irrelevant. It's crazy. That kid's good. He's really good. And Tua, take notes from this guy. He does not put himself into jeopardy. If he sees it coming at him, he gets down. He protects himself in the ball.
Watch Lockett.
Yeah.
That dude does not take a hit anymore. There's
does not.
Videos of him just going straight to the ground. Once he sees he can't run him, he's down.
He's down on the ground.
But he's always got the first down. He's always got 15 yards. Always got 20 yards. But he
he's
gets
either
down.
stepping out or he's getting down on the ground. Yep.
Not
Absolutely.
worth it.
That's for sure. Your team's better off with you standing and playing. Damn it. Think about that. You got to.
Yeah.
But, I know we're back on this, but I got to say in his defense, it's his mentality. He's trying to be tough. He wants to win. And that's why he went head first. It's sad. Anyway, okay. This is going to be a fun game right here. I win no matter what because this is my two favorite teams.
This is a boring game.
You could say it's a boring game all you want, but you know what?
Defensive struggle, boring. 3-0 halftime, boringness.
But you guys are probably going to be shocked by my pick.
You're picking the Patriots.
And Kenneth Walker is out this game as well.
Yeah, of course. Hey, long-standing tradition of Seahawks running backs not being able to play 16 games. We get these guys that are just awesome, tanks, just world beaters, and can't stay on the field. Impressed by the way New England won last week, the way they beat the Bengals, who are no slouches on offense. But yeah, to your point earlier in the show, Knock, they may have made a huge mistake letting Mixon out the door because he ran roughshod on the Colts last week. Yeah. They may be missing him. I didn't get to see this game, but I did see the highlights, and Gerard Mayo, they're playing for him. The defense as usual is good in New England. They can hang their hat on that. Jacoby Brissett, say what you want about him. He played within himself, game managing, and that's what they want in New England with a defense like they have, and they pulled it off. And I think the Seahawks traditionally, when they travel all the way across the country, do not play well. So I'm giving the edge to the New England Patriots in this one because of the defense. John, thoughts?
I'm going with the Patriots.
No. Okay. And your reasoning is?
Well, their performance last week.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, because they looked better than I gave them credit.
Yeah. Their running back looked good. Yeah, that's for sure. Knoxter, what you got on this one? I know you think it's boring, but
yeah, I did pick the Patriots because of based on last week with the Bengals, a very impressive win. I will say about the Seahawks defense after watching them against my Broncos, zero yak.
they're getting them on the ground.
There was
yeah,
zero.
You told me that.
Yeah, zero. Like they were as soon as someone got the ball, they were on the ground. The tackling was superb, absolutely superb. Just there was no breakaways, there was no real separations. There was great coverage, great getting after the quarterback. I think a lot of that game we had time, but I think Bo Nix was just nervous in his first game.
Yeah,
for sure.
and that's bound
and that
to happen.
didn't help. The wide
Don't
receivers
write
didn't
him
help
off
a whole
yet.
lot, but,
From what I understand, he was accurate with the ball.
Nah, not really, but
Well,
not at
okay.
all actually. There were several times where he had the cleanest pocket you could possibly have, and he still overthrew the guy. So
Wow.
I don't know. I think it was nerves more than anything else. But when they did catch the ball on the ground immediately, so I think that was a good defense for good defensive game for the Seahawks for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm still
Okay.
going to go with England. I think they got that run game going.
When they go across the country, they don't play well. I know my team, man. I'm a realist, and I didn't pick them opening weekend because I thought you guys would beat us. But
yeah, you jinxed my team.
I didn't jinx your team.
Yep.
John took them too. So
yeah, I did it.
Yeah. Well, he's a Kansas fan, so he wanted to jinx him. So I mean.
Okay. All right. Can Aaron Rodgers bounce back? I say yes. I say the New York Jets come out and beat the brakes off of the friggin' Tennessee Titans this week in their own house.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Go. No? You guys believe it as well, huh? I can't forgive that. I can't forgive that interception. That, excuse me, I got something in my throat. It's so bad. The choke job was so bad. They would have won that game. They would have won that game. They handed that game to them. Levis made a huge mistake. I can't stand mistakes like that. And I don't trust him. And Aaron Rodgers, he played, say what you want, he played well in that game against San Francisco. He looks good. Now, the rest of the team's got to catch up with him, and I'm sure they're working on it. So I just feel like New York's going to be pissed off about the San Francisco game and go in there and beat the shit out of these guys. That's just my thoughts on it. What do you think, John?
I think that Rodgers still has something to prove.
Yeah.
He didn't quite prove it last time. I mean, he looked fine, but he wasn't Aaron Rodgers of old.
Yep.
So I think he's gonna do well against the Titans defense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Knock.
Well, I think the Titans defense needs to get more credit for last week. It wasn't their fault they lost.
No, it wasn't.
It was the special teams. It was the picks. The defense was the surprise for last week. But Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. As we were talking about earlier in the show, the quarterback position is watered down. There are several teams that would love to have him right now. You know what I mean? New York Jets.
Might give him a call.
Yeah, right? Okay, speaking of New York.
Yep.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Washington. Commandos. Yes. Jaden Daniels gets his first win in the NFL. Come on.
And I'm picking the Commanders too, but this is a game the Giants win.
Right? This is the kind of game they win.
I think they're like 7-2 in the last whatever.
Yeah.
It's for whatever reason, even if it's a different team, the Giants it's still Daniels. He owns them.
Yep.
He owns them.
What you got, John?
Oh, he's rolling the dice. He's rolling the dice.
Dice. He's pulling out dice cam. Dice cam. Go.
1, 2, 3. Commanders. 4, 5, 6. Giants.
Go.
It's a 2.
It's a 2. We can see it. It's a 2.
So what was it?
Commanders.
Okay.
You said 1, 2, 3 Commanders. and
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna go
Giants
Commanders
were
too,
4,
but
5,
I just, like I said, just being here around here, it's always the Giants that win.
Yeah, it's true. It's a division
Commanders should
game.
win this game though.
Yeah, Washington should win it though. God, I want to see Daniels. Here's the main thing. I want to see Jaden Daniels stay healthy and improve. That's all I want to see out of the Washington Commanders. Whether they win or lose, I want him to stay healthy, number one, and improve. The whole thing about staying healthy for me is he's a guy that runs. So, I hope he's smart about the way he runs.
Tim's talking smack.
Oh, shit. Tim says Seahawks suck, Joe. They do. I know this. Don't worry. I understand this.
Yeah, well, at least they don't have a kangaroo as a mascot.
Right? Oh, my God. All right. Here's a game in my division. The Los Angeles Rams going into Arizona to play the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals went toe-to-toe with the Buffalo Bills last week in Buffalo. Many people say they should have won that game.
Love you, Tim.
But let's see. Up yours, knock. But I know my division, and I'm pretty sure I picked the Rams in this one. My father picked Arizona. He thought that Arizona would win this at home, and yeah, I mean,
I feel like this is a coin flip for sure.
Yeah,
based on last week.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they went into Buffalo, and Buffalo's defense looked much better against Miami than they did against Arizona.
They were
Murray was having a field day on those guys. Yeah, they couldn't handle him at all. And I know the Rams have lost Aaron Donald, but I know the Rams, man. They dominate their division. It does every time the Rams play a division opponent. We have to get ready for it because they will try everything they can to beat you. It is ridiculous.
Even if they're 6-11, those 6 wins.
Even when they were, yeah. Look, I've told this story several times.
Are the same way
the
sometimes.
year we went to the Super Bowl and won it, the 2 losses we had on our record were against the Rams, and they swept the division that year. They went 6-10 that year. 6-10. They were only playing 16 games back then. 6-10. Didn't win any games against anybody else in the division, but they beat the Niners, they beat Arizona, and they beat the Seahawks twice. It's just, yeah, this team is tough when it comes to the division, and that's why I picked them. You guys taking Arizona or the Rams? You're taking Arizona, right, Knock? No? You're taking the Rams?
I'm taking the Rams.
Okay.
I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah. Okay.
I like what Arizona did last week, but I don't think that's sustainable.
I don't think it is either. Yep.
So
he says back to work. Thanks, Tim. Yeah. You take it easy, buddy. It's good to see you. They're going to remind me to get your video in here. I just don't have it on this theme. But yeah, it was cool what they did last week. But yeah, I'm with you. And look, it could go either way. DeMarco Murray, it's been proven he is a regular season sniper. He can beat the shit out of you during the regular season, but he just fails in the playoffs. But I trust Matthew Stafford a lot more than I do DeMarco Murray. So, am I saying? Yeah, Kyler Murray. I'm sorry, DeMarco Murray.
It's like, I'm going back to the Cowboys.
I'm going back to the Sooners. They're both Sooners, man. They're both Boomer Sooners. And Kyler Murray's the one Sooner I don't claim. Just don't claim him. But anyway, okay. So that's the game in my division that's on in the afternoon. Here we go. Now we're getting to a game I want to talk about right here. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Denver Broncos in Denver. That's the next afternoon game we got to talk about here. Pittsburgh at Denver. I almost don't want to pick this game because Knock's going to blame me for it no matter what I fucking do. But I'm going to tell you what I told my father. Pittsburgh loves to win ugly, and Denver loves to lose ugly. So, ergo, A is to B is to C. I took Pittsburgh. So, that's who I'm taking in this game. I think from what I saw out of Denver last week against Seattle, they've got a lot of work to do on that offense. Sean Payton may have the trigger man he wants, somebody he can coach, but the rest of the pieces aren't in place. What your running game you told me was non-existent last week, right, Knock? Tell me about that.
No, we already lost one of our third string running back is gone. I don't know what I don't know what's going on with Javonte Williams. He was not on the field for like half the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just kind of like McLaughlin, who's pretty good, but what I saw, I think they need to let it air it out a little bit more. They need to let him open up and get some balls. There was barely like 2 balls thrown downfield, if that. Like open up the defense a little bit. And I know that's going to be tough with T.J. Watt there, so they're probably not going to do that this week. They're going to continue to try to get the ball out really fast, but last week they got 0 yards after the catch. So cool. It's fantastic that you want to get the ball out, but your guys aren't breaking tackles. Nobody broke a tackle last week. So what the fuck good is getting rid of it quickly if they're not going to get any kind of yak? That's what you do with guys like Debo and Ayuk and McCaffrey is they get yak. We don't have those guys. Yeah. So it's nice to plan for, that kind of stuff, but it didn't happen last week, and I don't see it happening this week. So got to get the run game going. I think our defense is pretty solid. It was pretty solid last week. We got a safety. We got. It was a good first half.
You got a couple of safeties in that game, didn't you?
Yeah. The punt game was on point.
Yeah, they had 7 points at one point, and it was a field goal and 2 safeties.
Yeah, it was like 8 to something. I was like, "Whoa, you don't ever see that score."
When you get in, you can't settle for field goals, man. You can't. That's not sustainable. One touchdown by the Seahawks, and they were ahead by a score, by a point. Like. It's just not sustainable for a whole game. That's why I'm always weary about first quarter leads.
Yeah.
They're just.
Well, you're a Denver fan. I mean, this is before your time, but John Elway scored 10 points in every one of the blowouts he was part of. And they were up 10-0 in all those games. And then they just got smoked. Biblically smoked in one of them against the. Let's see. The Niners had the biggest. When talk about point spread between the two, what was it, 55-10?
Yeah,
and then the biggest quarter of football offensively that ever was it 4 or 5 touchdowns that Doug Williams scored against him and that.
Okay, we don't
Smith.
need to go back this far in history. So anyway,
I'm just saying. Yeah, I understand your concerns.
Let's talk about every single loss that Denver had.
Right, let's talk every one of them.
No, I think we need to get the run game going. I think the defense is fine. I don't trust the Steelers quarterbacks, but my biggest worry is can we do anything to slow down T.J. Watt? If we could do that, I think our offense has a chance, but it's T.J. Watt, so I don't know. I'm still going to pick the Broncos because it's at home, and I don't trust the Steelers offense, but I really don't want to do 0-2. It's my birthday weekend. Come on, Broncos. Give me something.
Come on, Broncos. Come on. You can do it for them. John, who you got?
I don't want to curse Knock on his birthday weekend, so I'm picking the Steelers.
Okay. There you go. We'll keep it split. That'll work. Very good. He appreciates you. Hey, I didn't pick him either. I picked Pittsburgh. You heard me. I picked Pittsburgh. So there you go.
I think the smart pick is the Steelers. They showed off a little bit last week. Even with Justin Fields, the defense is solid. Defense is always solid with T.J. Watt there. So they're going to get turnovers. That's the thing that sucks. Is he's gonna smack Knicks around a little bit. But can we get the run game going? That's going to be the biggest thing.
I would say that they do have their backup quarterback knows the system, but that's not true.
No, he doesn't know the system. That's why he's the backup quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh my God. Yeah, I think it's funny as fuck that he's not playing in this game. That is so hilarious to me. And I'm wearing his jersey today, boys and girls. Yeah. Woohoo! but that's back when he was winning, when he won the Super Bowl and going all the time. Okay. So we're done with that one. Next one we got, that's John's beloved Kansas City Chiefs hosting their kryptonite.
You remember when the Chiefs lost all those Super Bowls to Green Bay? No.
Yeah, let's go back.
You remember that?
You remember that?
We won Super Bowl 4.
Yeah, but that wasn't against Green Bay.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Disappointing start for the Bengals last week. Man.
Well, you know, that's the thing about New England. They can jump up and bite anybody. If you're not on your game, we've seen this kind of start out of the Bengals before, though.
Yeah,
we've seen them start 0-2, which is probably the way we're gonna start. Let's be honest about this. It goes against the grain to pick Cincinnati because they're going into Kansas City. Kansas City is one of the worst places to go play because of the crowd noise. Every quarterback can't stand it, you know. But the only reason why I'm picking Cincinnati is the one guy that has proven he ain't scared of this team. He's 3-1 against them. And there's a reason for that. The guy does not have any fear.
What's the one?
Yeah, we know. But yeah, man, I'm taking Cincinnati because I don't think they're going to play as badly as they did last week, and I think they're going to give them all they can handle. Every team that plays the Kansas City Chiefs is going to give them their best punch because they are the champs, you know. We saw it in the Baltimore game. What a great game that was opening night. Baltimore went toe-to-toe with them, and to his credit, Lamar Jackson did a lot of the running he did in that game. It was on busted plays. It was not like those were designed runs. He was in it to win it. He wanted to win that game.
He was running for his life.
Yes, he was. He was running for his life.
Chris Jones was on his tail the whole game.
And that game was almost tied, went into overtime. They missed it by a toe. I mean, so that's the kind of shot you're going to get from every team. Now, the Chiefs are ready to handle it, no doubt about it. But I just got a feeling about this one. I think Cincinnati's going to pull it off. John, defend your football team as if you even have to.
Yeah, I'll defend it by talking about Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going in with one arm behind their back. They're out T. Higgins. They have their running back isn't as good as Joe Mixon was.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, what does I mean that leaves who?
Just Joe Burrow and the turnstiles, right?
Yeah.
I would say Jamar Chase, but he's kind of disgruntled at the moment.
Yeah, he's not playing to his potential at this point because
he's not happy with his contract talks right now.
He has been running his mouth. So, and of course, you know how that works out for people that run their mouth against Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, this is true. So, you don't need to be giving them bulletin board material. That's for damn sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, Knock. Tell us about this team, this game here.
Yeah, I'm going with Chiefs at home. I mean, I sure hope the Bengals win.
Yeah, but we're all pulling for the Bengals. We know that.
Yeah, all of us are pulling for the Bengals.
Yes,
yeah, I got
we all are. The guy with the red hat.
But I don't know. Just can't pick against them. I picked them against them last week because I thought the Ravens could, and they almost came close to, pulling it out. But
literally by a toe. Literally by a toe.
Yep. Well, that just would have went to overtime. That wouldn't have solved the.
I know. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nothing much for this one. Xavier Worthy is super duper fast. I put him in this week on one of my teams. Hopefully he does something good today. Get him more touches. So they got the weapons on their side.
I'm running him and Rashid Rice this week too.
Wow. Fantasy football. I'm telling you, you guys need to put together a segment for it.
They did lose Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, I dropped
I'm going to be in Maine next week. You guys could do a whole fantasy football show next week. You could do the whole thing, right? Oh, man. But Worthy, I got to say, that was impressive. That was pretty cool. He had a rushing touchdown and receiving touchdown, didn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fastest guy in the NFL.
I have to
Tyreek-
say, like,
Tyreek Hill.
there's a guy I watch on YouTube that's a big Broncos fan, and he was like, "Thanks, Buffalo. You just had to pass on this guy, right? Yeah. Give the fastest guy in the NFL to the Kansas City Chiefs. What can go wrong, right?" But anyway, okay.
It's surprising the Raiders didn't go for him. They love their
Right?
fast receivers.
They love friggin' getting
They don't keep
track
them for very
stars.
long, but they
Yeah.
they draft them.
Yep. Yeah, that they do. Okay, tonight, boys and girls, I am looking forward to this. We need to have the crying cam out tonight. We need to have the crying
Yeah,
cam.
for sure.
The Chicago
This ain't the
Bears are
Titans
going
you're
into
playing.
Houston, boys and girls, to play as if they weren't playing good enough. They pick up Joe Mixon in the offseason. They pick up Diggs from Buffalo. And you know what's funny to me? I watched that whole Colts game last week. And Indianapolis threw some punches, but this game was never in doubt, really. It really wasn't. It was obvious who the better team was, and they were partying on the sidelines. The Houston players were. They were having a ball. I've never seen Diggs just having a good time talking to his teammates. Never seen that shit. And he was barely in the game, guys. They only used him in a couple of spots. I was like, what?
He got me points. That's all I care about.
Yeah. He did get points. He got in the end zone, but that's what I'm saying. They only used him in the red zone.
Yeah.
He wasn't in there most of the rest of the game. It was ridiculous. And he wasn't mad about it. He wasn't bitching. They've got something cooking down here in Houston, man. And on the other side of the ball, what can be said about Caleb Williams last week? He looked like a rookie. He thought he was playing at USC, and he found out everybody in the NFL is just as fast as the worst player on USC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He looked mortal last week, no doubt about it. So I expect that to continue, and I picked the Houston Texans this week. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I picked the Texans. Caleb got bailed out by his special teams at defense. Pure and simple.
He did
last week. But again, rookie. First game.
Yeah,
he's got some decent weapons there to play with. I think he'll be fine. I don't know about this year, but let him go into the frying pan.
They got to take their lumps. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think the Texans team is just too good right now.
Yeah.
Like the defense has to step it up a little bit, but other than that, especially if they want to compete with Kansas City, and the Bills and stuff like that. But they're there. They're on the precipice of being.
And they better they better keep it going, because from what I saw last weekend, the Colts are coming, baby. Anthony Richardson keeps playing the way he is and starts learning, because it takes snaps for quarterback. Like what you're saying about Williams, he'll get better, and I believe that too. It's definitely culture shock for him right now. He's not used to these guys actually being able to track him down and shit. So, but if Richardson keeps continuing to improve, the Texans better get better on defense. You're right about that one. John, what do you think about this?
I will admit he's not Ryan Leaf. I thought it was going to be Ryan Leaf 2.0, but
who's Stroud?
No, not Stroud.
Okay, no.
Caleb?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be a complete bust, but he might be able to be a halfway decent quarterback. I don't think he'll be the star he thinks he's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody anointed him the kind of second coming, and about it, but I'm going with I got to go with CJ Stroud.
They could go 1-16. We don't know. He could still be it was one game. So either way, you can't. It's hard to label him after one game. Either way.
Yeah.
We need the whole season. Then we can say bust or not.
Right. Yeah.
Even then, it depends on the season.
Would you consider Bryce Young a bust at this point?
It's hard to, because with that team has no talent.
Fixing to say that it's hard to call him a bust even. Yeah.
What team would you say has the best offensive line right now in the NFL?
San Francisco 49ers.
49ers. So if Bryce Young was in the 49ers, what would he be doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, or if he was on the 49ers last year, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I think that matters, you know, for
Yeah,
you
for
know,
a
that
young
kind of
quarterback,
stuff.
I think it does too. I mean, just look what they did with the last pick in the draft, the 49ers. I mean, the last pick in the draft, guys.
Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant is out there going to the Super Bowl. You know, if Bryce Young had been in that system, he might be lighting it up just as well. You know,
Or
so,
if he got picked second instead of first, you know,
right,
what could he have done with the Texans? You know, kind
right.
of thing.
Okay, we got one more this week, guys, and it is on Monday night. It is Angry Birds, boys and girls. It is the Atlanta Falcons. Everybody's preseason pick to win the division down there. I'm not talking about this panel. This panel knows better. But
Yeah.
everybody just anointed the Atlanta Falcons as the winners of the South. They got punched in the mouth this weekend. Look at that offensive ranking with the great Kirk Cousins with him. 29th, boys and girls. He
Yeah.
got beat up last week, though.
Penix.
Yeah, right. Everybody starts chanting Penix. We want to see him, Penix. But we got the Philadelphia Eagles who, I mean, I don't know what you can say about that first game. I will say this. Jalen Hurts needs to be a little bit smarter with the football. He really does. I like Jalen, you know, Boomer Sooner and all that, but
You know,
he
at
needs to be
halftime,
smarter with the football.
you know, at halftime, the owner of the Eagles was on the phone to Jason Kelsey going, "What do we got to do to bring you back?"
Right, and I tell you what, the Eagles should have blown the Packers out in that game. They should have.
Yeah.
If he hadn't been giving it away at the clip that he was giving it away, they would have won that game by 3 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, I don't know what these guys in New York are doing, paying Daniel Jones all the money they did and then letting their best offensive player go.
Yeah. They should have paid Saquon
but
and let
Saquon's running with a fucking chip on his shoulder, and you better recognize, boys and girls. I picked Philadelphia in this one simply because they're a tougher football team. Period. I thought Atlanta was tough. It's starting to look like they're a finesse team, and a tough football team runs into a finesse team. They're going to break that finesse team. They really are. Thoughts on this one, John?
Yeah, the Eagles, I mean, they still got a lot of talent. I mean, they lost Jason Kelsey, so that means the tush push isn't going to work anymore.
No. And they've had some problems with the snap. They did have some problems with the snap.
But that's going to be growing pains with the new center. So
yeah,
I think they'll get better this game than they were last game.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Philly.
Okay. Knock, what do you think, man?
I'm going the Eagles. I want to see more Saquon Barkley. I like that Jaden Reed guy that came out, broke out last week too. 138 yards receiving.
Yep.
Little speedster guy there, and you still have now AJ Brown's going to be out, so Reed is going to be targeted again. Right. But you still got Javonte Smith, you know, and you got Goddard. So I mean, the weapons are there. Now you got the piece freaking running back who can catch the ball out of the backfield too.
Yeah,
one of those touchdowns he had was I think it was a wheel
receiving touchdown. Yeah, it was. Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, guy's a weapon. It's another weapon.
I don't know what the Giants were thinking. You know, the Cowboys, whenever they did that, the Cowboys were like, "Really, you did that? Why couldn't you send him to the AFC?" You know what I mean? You don't trade him in division. What are you doing?
Well, you know, the Cowboys can't talk. They got rid of DeMarco Murray.
I say trade him.
His...
Let's be clear. They let him go, and the Eagles picked him up.
But they let go DeMarco Murray after he got his rushing title.
Yeah.
That year, like, whatever.
Stupid.
They can't talk about anything about someone getting off running backs.
Nope. Any other thoughts about week 2 coming up here? Any other thoughts? We're about 9 minutes away from kickoff.
I don't think we're going to see as many surprises this week as we did last week.
Yeah, I didn't really pick a whole lot of upsets. I think my 2 upsets were just the Browns, considered an upset. Browns over the Jags and the Broncos over the Steelers. But other than that, it was a pretty easy week to pick. so far.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know with the NFL, but
Yeah.
Vegas-wise, it was pretty easy.
I missed on Arizona, and Arizona could have won that game. They could have. They stayed in there with Buffalo. I can't. I'm really shocked to hear that my defense is all of a sudden playing better, because that's why I picked Denver. I thought for sure that they would give it up to that team. I saw Seattle last year, and they couldn't stop anybody. I mean, they played the Cowboys last year, and they lost that game 38-35.
Well, it seemed like the one thing they really focused on in the offseason was tackling.
That's fantastic.
It was exceptional.
I am very happy to hear that, but I didn't expect it, is what I'm saying. And then I picked the Jets. I thought Aaron Rodgers would have a chip on his shoulder. That was kind of my upset.
That was a terrible pick.
Well, hey, what you gonna do? He did do the one touchdown he threw, though. That was a pure Aaron Rodgers classic. He knew he had a free play and threw it right down the middle of the fucking field, right into the end zone.
I think he's going to get it a lot more to Garrett Wilson, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Okay, boys and girls, that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in, those of you on X and YouTube.
You don't want to show
I forgot
the Thursday night game? We're not going to pick it, but
we can. I'm sorry. I forgot about the Thursday night game, guys. Bear with me. Let me go back to that. Let's see. Where is it?
I got you.
Oh, you got me? Okay, go for it. Because my boomer ass, it'll take me 3 years to find fucking week 3. All right. What do we got Thursday night? The New England Patriots against the New York Jets. Well,
yeah.
We're not going to.
Interesting.
I'm not going to pick this game.
Yeah, but it's an interesting one.
We have to know the results of today, but I do believe most of us have picked both of these teams to win this week, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You've got New England playing Seattle, which, if they pull it off as we predict, that just means more of the same from the New England Patriots. Tough defense, followed by smart play on the offensive side, not screwing it up, right?
Yeah,
and then you've got
manager quarterback, so that's what they needed.
And that's why they re-signed him again. I mean, he's definitely worked with them in the past, and he'll continue to work with him. The Jets, who are they playing this week? We just feel like we just picked that not too long ago.
Jets are playing the Titans.
That's right. The Titans defense better than advertised. They kept the Titans in that game last week against Chicago and made Caleb Williams look normal. But Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers. Let me say it again. They're not playing the 49ers this week, the toughest team in the the NFC. They are playing the Tennessee Titans. And the Tennessee Titans, to quote Dennis Green, back in the day when he was the Arizona Cardinals coach, they are who we thought they were. Yeah, I really think the Jets are going to win a lot of games this year. I really do think that. And they're going to play, but what's really going to be interesting is when they play Buffalo. That's the big game there. But thoughts on this one, John? What do you think of this matchup for Thursday night? It's a good old fashioned AFC East slobber knocker.
Yeah, it's going to be a close game. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to pull it out. He's going to do one of his free play throws, or he's going to surprise everybody and scramble and hit somebody downfield and unexpectedly, and that'll be that. And they'll win by a touchdown. But
the Achilles looks good. One thing we learned on he did have to get out of the pocket a couple of times against San Francisco.
Yeah.
And they didn't take him off the cart, so that's good. Yeah.
He lasted more than 3 plays, so that's a good thing.
Right. Now, Knock, I know what you're going to think of this one, but I still want to hear it, buddy boy. John, were you done? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets haven't been the dominant Jets defense. I mean, again, it was the 49ers. So
it was the 49ers, yeah. We got to clarify. Yeah.
That defense is going to have to do better, for sure.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm still leaning towards the Jets, but we'll see.
We'll see. Well, let's see how they play this week. Let's see how they play this week against Tennessee. Okay, boys and girls, that's it for this week. I want to thank you guys for being here. Thanks to the chat, all of you that showed up. Appreciate it. And who is hitting me up now? I'm trying to get off the air. What are you doing? Oh, it's my brother sending me his picks. Okay, he was getting them in under the wire there. Okay, well, listen, guys, I want to thank everybody for being here. Let's let you know what's going on with the channel this week. Of course, you know you're watching Pregame Party. We do this every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and trust me, I'll be better prepared next week. I woke up 20 minutes before showtime, guys.
He'll be ready, but he won't be here.
Right. I won't be. That's right. I won't be. I'll be in
I won't
Maine,
either.
But you won't be either? Oh, wow. We may have to just
Yeah, I thought we were canceled next week because I've got that concert next week.
That's right. That's right. Danny's going to be with me in Maine. So, unless you want to do a solo show, we're going to have to call it next week. Do you want to do a solo show, man?
I'll let you know. Okay.
Well, he'll let me know. But we do it on a regular basis other than when I'm on vacation. Sunday, 2 hours before kickoff of your early slate of games. NFL Pregame Party on my channel. And then, of course, later on this evening at our new time, the Brothers Hack the Matrix at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. That's everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2024 through today's headlines. Brothers Hack the Matrix every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And then it's Military Monday. I don't have the correct thumbnail, but we're doing Patriot Games, the Tom Clancy classic movie. Based on
Great
Tom
movie.
Clancy novel, starring Harrison Ford and the late great James Earl Jones as Admiral Greer. It's the last one he was in. That was the last installment of the Jack Ryan series that he played in as Admiral Greer. And that'll come your way at 10 a.m. Central Time, Monday morning, Patriot Games on Military Monday on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then, of course, It's Only Talk and Roll comes your way every Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And as Brian was alluding to inside in the chat, he was in the chat earlier, we're going to be talking Conan the Barbarian, and James Earl Jones. Once again, it's another tribute to James Earl Jones because he played Thulsa Doom. And I would say that if you guys missed our tribute to him on State of the Atmosphere this week, you need to go back and watch it because me personally, he's been in more of my favorite stuff than I can shake a stick at. But anyway, this Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time, we're going to be going over Conan the Barbarian on It's Only Talk and Roll on That 70s Rock Fans channel, 4 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, I start my streaming week on Tuesday night with Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. And this week, it's going to be the 6th chapter of Brutal Legend. I'm in unknown territory because when I tried to play this game before, there was something I just couldn't get past, and I put it down. Now I got past it, and so we're going to see how I do down the stretch on Brutal Legend. You got sirens there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering, I was like, I know he's not whistling. What the hell? But anyway, that's at 10 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. And then, of course, Wednesday, it's State of the Atmosphere. Everything pop culture. Come see us for all your pop culture news, including the Sydney Sweeney spot. Every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central, we talk about video games, we talk about movies, we talk about TV shows, all that good stuff. Come check it out on Hump Day at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And then Fridays, it's going to be Sketching the Privateer at 1 p.m. Central Time as I work on my passion project, The Story of America's Pirate Patriot. I draw for about an hour for you on the comic book on Sketching the Privateer at 1 p.m. Central Time on Fridays. And then Saturday, it's the return of the MFA Roadhouse on Jed Revenwolf's channel. I'll be traveling to Maine at that time, but I still want to give a shout out because I'm a regular on the show when I'm not on vacation. Jed Revenwolf's channel, the MFA Roadhouse, just a bunch of guys getting together on a Saturday night, having a few beers and having some laughs. So you guys come check it out at 9 p.m. Central Time on Jed Revenwolf's channel. And then it's right back around to Pregame Party. So for myself, and John Das Wolfen, the champ, and Knoxter, the guy that hates the champ. Plays him twice a year. I want to thank you guys all for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.